been struggling with it.
Well, that's because you've been getting laundry lists.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got stickers on it already. I haven't brought myself to put stickers on mine yet. That freaking touch bar. It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Okay.
It's got a touch bar.
Oh, at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like for moving emails around and stuff. I think it's so intuitive.
We don't even have a banner.
Nope. But we do have a Jeep Life bumper there and there. Okay. All right, I don't have it up. I have no idea if there's anybody even watching.
We have 9 viewers.
Nine viewers.
Hey Russell, how's it going? My grandmother's actually watching right now
Hey,
too.
Joe.
Hi Annie, how's it going? Brandon's on and watching.
Nice.
So
Does he do anything? Consider check for our podcast. That's all he does. He just wait for our podcast. That's it.
did you hit record?
The good news is I did record.
Okay. We have made that mistake once or twice before, so.
So we're not going to chit chat that much on Facebook Live because we are still at AOA, and at some point they're going to come by and lock the gates on us.
Probably.
And we're going to have to crash into a 98. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's all
I'm
right.
okay. I'm okay with that. So we'll go ahead and get things rolling. Oh, no agenda.
Yeah, we got no agenda.
No agenda, no problem. That's our show's title today.
No agenda, no problem.
No problem. Well, hey everybody, and welcome to the Jeep Life podcast. We're a podcast where we celebrate that Jeep life and living it at the fullest. And I can't think of a better way to do that than being out here at AOAA again, getting our Jeeps dirty, exploring, and seeing what's going on. And today I am joined by both of my co-hosts, and I couldn't be happier that we were able to do this together and make it happen. Straight across from me, my friend Don. Don, how are we doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. Had a good time on the trail today. We wheel them together, break them together, and record a podcast together.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, you joined us a little bit late, but you joined for the good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. And as always, my good friend Bill, who actually beat me here today.
I know, I was here, bright and early. I was like, I'm going to leave at 8 o'clock, and you were still closer to AOA than me.
Yeah, well, I had no idea where I was. I still don't know. I still don't know where I am.
Yeah.
But we're here, and it's awesome. I would easily say that this is kind of our home set of trails. Would you?
I would say that 100%. This is definitely our home trail system. It's a great trail system. There's great views, awesome trails, good amount of greens, blues, blacks for everybody.
Check out a red today.
That wasn't a red. That was
Clarify that for everybody.
So we found this trail as we were exploring another new trail, and it was called Upper Tax Bracket. And the reason why it's called Upper Tax Bracket is because you literally have to be in another tax bracket to be able to afford the type of vehicle to go up this.
It'll be a helicopter.
It's something. I mean, we were looking at it, and you couldn't even see a line to someone.
It's a 5-foot drop with a V notch in it. It's insane.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was nuts the way that we walked out the trail to there, which the trail to that point wasn't even
Oh, it was a
a
green
trail,
trail,
right?
yeah.
I could have done that until you get to that point.
We found Billy just looking over the edge.
I got out there first, and I was just like head down, like, where do you go?
Yeah, it didn't look like it had been traversed that much.
Not yet.
Not this season, right? No.
Somebody will with a rock buggy, but
I don't think ever. We didn't see any paint scrape or anything like that.
Yeah, there's definitely. So if anybody's out there listening, and you think you got a rig, upper tax bracket, that's a trail that'll challenge you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So enough about. I could go on and on.
Puddles is still in one
Puddles
piece.
in one piece.
So
We didn't collectively break anything today.
no, it was a good day.
Wow, that's kind of, yeah.
It was.
But we did explore Trail 12 and all the new Trail 12 and everything it has to offer. It's a advanced green, I would think. Wouldn't you?
100%.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, green blue, and that's probably my favorite trail in the park. I mean, it's tough, but it's not too tough that you can't sit back and relax a little bit. You're not over focused, and the scenery is.
Oh, it's crazy. Great views.
Oh my God.
That guy mowing his yard.
Yeah, was it good to see him again?
No, I never looked. Not when we were out on Thursday and we took that trail, just kind of a preview of it. And, 1,000 feet down below was some guy.
John Deere mowing his lawn. That's cool.
It's a good
Absolutely.
trail.
I also got to snap a photo at the top of that trail, so I'm gonna post that up to Instagram so I can see the view that was at the very top of it. Very much worth it.
Yeah. Well worth it. Taking the whole loop, through Timbertown and everything. Make sure you take the whole loop. It's a great. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
If this is your first time out on the trail, don't do that one.
No.
Don't go there. If you've been out quite a bit and you want a nice trail to work on some articulation and finding the right line, because the rocks are moving constantly.
Yeah, well, it's new trails, so nothing's really, they cut in the side of the mountain.
That's good. And it is a little windy, so I do apologize about that. I'll probably have to work a little harder on that audio when I do this.
Edit it out.
I want to give we'll leave the park for just a minute, but I want to give an event shout out. Just today, there was a new ride from our Jeep Club, Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern Pennsylvania, for Father's Day, June 21st, starting at 1 o'clock. It'll probably be a 2-hour ride. Go to Facebook or search our website, Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern PA, if you're going to be in the area and want to take a real nice ride with that. Our president does an awesome job of putting together scenic rides, so it'll probably be one for the ages. And I do think it has some water crossings, which might be cool as well.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He said he kind of drove out there once.
Yeah.
Actual route. So he said there was some pretty cool water crossings. So
It'll be a perfect Father's Day getaway with the Let's House.
yeah.
Take the kids up. And so that's our event. If you have an event that you want your club to be mentioned here, and put on your info at jeeplifepodcast.com. We'll be happy to get it on there. I do believe it's now time to go into Jeep of the Week.
Yeah.
And Don, you've got a cool one, I think, that has been submitted, right?
Yeah, so first of all, the person that submitted was sort of my inspiration for getting into off-road, him and his stepson. His son was in my class, and I was just kind of getting into Jeeps at the time. This is going back a long time ago. He's the general manager at OK Four-Wheel Drive, and he's got quite the collection of Jeeps. He's been at it for a long time. But the Jeep that probably means the most to him, and this is the big deal about this Jeep, is how much it means to him. And that's what we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
How to get attached. And this one was it's got some history to it. So it's a 48 wheels. I'm going to do my best to explain this.
Preparing.
Right.
Oh well.
But it was a 48 wheelies. And he bought it to race at the East Coast Four-Wheel Drive Association Region B, racing in Delaware and New York. In '83, he actually won the points championship with it, with over 150 other racers. And it was fairly a stock vehicle, 134 cubic inch flathead motor. And then he ended up doing the following year, modifying the front diff to make some changes to caster, get the handle a little bit better for the obstacle course. And so anyway, the following year he ended up rolling this Jeep over. Actually, loaded over pretty good. And I've seen pictures. In fact, we have pictures of it. We'll put up on Instagram and Facebook of it. And I believe pictures he sent are one there. And if I'm reading this correctly, again, I apologize. He ended up putting the Jeep back together, but he ended up selling that Jeep. And in the meantime, he built another Jeep with CJ to race it. And it's a CJ. Watch it. I've pictured of it for a while. And he still races to this day. But anyway, the Jeep had been gone for 20 years. And he ended up, he sold to somebody he knew. And he would pass this thing on the road and you could see it out the window of this barn that was stored for 20 years. And at one point he offered to buy it back, and the gentleman said that he wasn't willing to sell it. And then later on, I think a year or two later, as the story goes, the gentleman showed up at OK Four-Wheel Drive, so he needed some tires for his Jeep, or for his truck. And Mike said, what do I have to do for you? So Mike gave him a set of tires for his truck in return for his Jeep back. They got it back. They did a retro restore on it. So it's got new wirings. They did new wiring in it. It's got still has a 134 flathead. We were just talking the other day. He was saying how great it still runs. He's got one of the things he was really proud of with the restore was it's got something called Desert Dog tires, and they were huge in the 70s and 80s. Super hard to find, and he was able to find a set to put on this thing. So yeah, so you know, I mean, he rebent. I remember as they were doing it, they rebent every brake line for this and fuel lines, and it's painted blue. You know, and again, it's a retro race Jeep, and it's pretty cool. But it's when you talk to him, I'm not doing this justice because, of course, you know, I think it's a cool Jeep, but I don't have the attachment he does, and his Jeep needs a bullet. So,
Sure.
So yeah, it's Jeep of the week.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet, yeah.
And it is a beautiful thing to look at, and I love those historical Jeeps. There's something about it, you know.
There is. I mean, well, I mean, you think about it. That thing's been around since 1948. You know, it survived times of rollover racing. And
Yeah.
it's got some history, you know, and that's really what these Jeeps are about. We collect these scratches, bumps, and bruises on them.
To tell a story.
And then he bumped them all out. And he's
Back
to pretty and pearl.
It is. The best part about this story is it cost him, he figured out the math on it, $2.50 a month, I think it is, to store that Jeep. So for 20 years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're starting something, but we did have a submission this week for Junior Jeep of the Week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
had a
did.
Junior
Yeah.
Jeep of the Week
And-
submission.
And this is our littlest fan, Bree. She's got her little Power Wheels Jeep, and she's got it stickered up. I know that she has one of our stickers on it, club stickers. That girl lives the Jeep life, so I thought
Yeah,
we would throw that out there.
Yeah, I think it's rocking like a 12-volt battery
Yeah.
under the hood, you know.
Two-speed transfer case.
Yeah, two-speed transfer case. Probably has forward reverse. Definitely, I think she has like maybe a horsepower in that motor or something. But
And a crawler. It's a yard crawler.
She has crawled that all over that yard trail.
Yeah, yeah.
She knows every inch of it. So thanks, Bree, for submitting that. Thanks for listening. That's awesome. If you have your Jeep and it's something we should see and put out there, send it in to info@jeeplifepodcast.com or tag us on Instagram or reach out to us on Instagram. We'll take a look at of Jeeps lined up. So we'd love to have yours in there. Excellent. We are off to our main topic.
Perfect.
Even without an agenda, I think we can remember because we were talking about it on the trail.
yeah, we were like, what are we going to talk about today?
Lift or no lift? And this is kind of a one part of a couple part series maybe. Maybe we'll go into what kind of lift should you look at in the future, in a future episode, maybe in the next episode, you know. But for today, it's really all about lift or no lift. I look behind us, And all three of those Jeeps are lifted. Right? So we made a conscious decision to lift that. Does everybody have to lift the Jeep?
I would say no, you don't have to lift a Jeep. I mean, you can fit 33-inch tires on a stock Jeep.
50 bump stop them out, right? Yeah, JK.
Yeah,
And
pretty
yeah, I mean, even in JK stock form, JLs come with 33-inch tires now. And they run them up the Rubicon stock. So they're very capable.
So let's talk about why you would lift a Jeep. I mean, the first and foremost reason to lift a Jeep is so that you can put larger tires on it, right?
Correct, which larger tires translates into more ground clearance.
Right. So just putting a lift on there doesn't give you any more ground clearance.
Well, no, but it does improve it improves your approach and departure angles.
Okay.
So that's, you do gain that.
You do gain that.
But you're right, your diffs, you're not clearing anymore.
Right, which is the low-hanging fruit
Right.
on the Jeep, right? That's, those are the things that, as I look around, those are the things that hang the lowest and can sustain a lot of damage too. Right?
They are designed to kind of take abuse.
Yeah.
Well, not
They're heavy.
They're heavy in their own nature, but not the abuse we put them through. But no, they're designed. They are cast. So yeah.
Yeah, but it is the vulnerable spot.
Right.
Just by looking at it. So putting a lift on there doesn't change that distance, but allows you to put some larger tires on there, which does allow you to get that distance, clearance, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to what Don said is, the approach and departure angles. So we're talking about the angles basically from the front, your front bumper down to basically where your tire would meet the road.
Little geometry.
Yeah, so if you increase your approach and departure angle, it basically allows you to kind of, get up to that rock a little bit easier and make sure that your tires are hit first and not the bumper.
Right. And the same thing with the part at the end. Make that angle.
You're not going to come down and hit your bumper or your hitch or something. That rock or
No matter how much I tried to do that on Barney Rubble so I could get a new bumper,
Just couldn't get it.
Just couldn't get it. I tried. So the lift, we're not going to go into what kind of lift but what is the standard lift for, since JKs are the most popular? I would say, what, 2.5 inches?
Yeah, we were just talking about this with Eric the other day. I mean, 2.5, 3.5 inch lift is really, all you need on these. And, they opened up the wheel well housing so much that you can get a pretty good sized tire under them. Throw on some flat fenders, you can do a 3.5 inch lift, you can do 37s. So the important part is, the problem is when you start lifting a vehicle, you change the center of gravity of it. So you're changing what they call the roll center of it. And you risk rolling that vehicle over much easier than if it's not as high. So the idea is, that's why these lifts, a lot of you see the term a lot of LCG, low center of gravity, lower lifts and bigger tires, bigger fenders, and then your center of gravity is much lower. And I always believed that they feel so much more stable. But yeah.
I mean, I could speak to that. I have 6.5 inches of lift on puddles. Wow.
Yeah.
It does do a lot of work to
It
make
does.
sure it doesn't kind of roll around and get that body roll when you're on
A big thing you're seeing now, and what we're learning in the off-road is that up travel when you're rock crawling and slow trail riding is not as important as down travel. So what they're doing is they're bump stopping them out pretty low, so you don't have a whole lot of up travel. Enough for the road, the street, so that you can hit something hard in the street, bump whatever, and it's not going to shake the Jeep apart. But the days of having 10 inches, 12 inches of up travel are kind of over. and we're designing these systems for down travel. That's different if you're racing a Jeep. You need a ton of up travel, but most of us are.
I mean, that's still even common in like the Ultra 4 world too. They're getting a lot more down travel than
Than
up
up
travel.
travel,
I mean,
yeah.
these vehicles, they got 8 inches of up travel and 15 inches of down travel.
Yeah.
So like you're
Yeah.
yeah.
And the belief used to be that the arc had to be the same on both sides for the vehicle to perform well. So if you had 8 inches on one side, you really wanted 8 inches down on the other side.
Yeah.
We're learning that that's not the case. And excuse me, but with better control arms and things like that, we're able to do a lot more down travel. And that's really what you want. You just want to, want to keep those four tires on the ground. You know, that's traction.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I mean, I don't have a huge lift, but I've got enough to where all 4 tires stay on the ground in a right way and allows me to move around. I do have 35s.
Yeah.
So being able to fit 35s in there.
And your Jeep, so that's a good mark on capability. If anybody's wondering, I mean, that Jeep did a black trail, Army Rebel, with very little problem, 35 and 2.5 inch lift. And to boot, I mean, the two of us are both running fairly basic lifts. We're not, we don't have control arms, we don't have, there's not a lot. In fact, I was just saying the lift that I have on, just bounces all over the place. But it's amazing what a little bit
As we go through this series, we're gonna. I almost feel like this could be a couple part or 3-part series.
Yeah.
We can get really detailed and about the geometry. You hinted at that a little bit. The higher the lift, the more stress you're going to put on the drive shaft and
right. Drive shaft angles change.
Yep.
That's
pure geometry of that.
Yep. And drivability. The bigger the lift, just drivability.
Yeah.
They're not as comfortable to drive. I mean, they were smart when they did the JKs. They opened up the wheel well houses, and that's how you got
And JLs are even more so.
Absolutely. I mean, the new 35 is the 37 on the JL.
Yeah, right.
So.
It makes a difference when you see how much lift is needed, and it's not needed as much. I mean, I used to remember seeing TJs, with 6-8 inch lifts on them, and
long arm, 6-inch long arm lifts was like if you wanted to run 35s, you were at least at 4 inches of lift to run 35s.
Yeah, that was a huge tire on those Jeeps.
It was,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a big tire on my Jeep, but when I pull up beside somebody that's got 40s,
it makes you feel a little insignificant.
Yeah, the tire becomes out.
The reason why I left my Jeep in the parking lot.
And he only has probably 4 and a half.
I think he said he's netting less than 4 inches. I think it was right around 4 inches.
Full width axles.
Right.
So that's the other thing is once you start getting axle width and you push those tires further out, you can start. You don't have to worry about hitting the tire on the frame and this and that.
And it's got high clearance fenders on it. Right. I don't know if they were. I'd have to ask him, but I don't know if he cut them or if they were something else.
I don't know if they were rock crawler. There's almost everything on that Jeep was built on rock crawler, so I don't know.
And we're talking about Eric's Jeep. It
Yeah.
was one of our Jeeps of the week. It was the blue JK
Overkill.
on 40s.
Overkill. Yeah, outstanding. Don and I got to ride the trails with them on Thursday. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just watching it tiptoe over stuff and effortless.
And I'm like, I'm supposed to do that?
Darren says, "You think I'm okay for Barney Rowe?" Like, yeah,
you're good. You're good. Leave it out first.
Oh, all right. Well, that sums it up on whether. We talked about the lift, but what about the no lift? I think it's perfectly cool to live the Jeep life without a lift.
So, and we talked about this now. One day I want to get a JT, a Gladiator, and I'm not going to run a lift on it. I read a couple articles. Guys are running a narrow 35 on them, and they're clearing and they're wheeling fine with them. I'm not going to change of heart with this one. I think over the next couple of years, I'm going to probably climb the tire size and put a full cage in it. Or at least tie the front windshield in. But the Gladiator, I'm not gonna I just want to hit a couple trails out west and travel in it. And some 35s on a no lift, you know.
It's not needed.
No, I'll put money in other places, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if your Jeep is the Jeep you use as your daily driver, you don't take it off road. You don't want those bigger tires, but you still want that Jeep light top down.
Yeah.
Why do you need a lift?
You don't
spend the money on it.
Yeah. In fact, they've often thought, you know, and I'm not going to do anything bigger. Even if I go to 37, I'm just going to do flat tires, you know, flat fenders on it. And I don't think I'm going to do, you know, I'm not going to do any more than 2.5 inches. You know, I like the way it feels at 2.5 inches. Not that lift,
Right.
but
The Jeep itself was engineered to be a very capable, great vehicle without being lifted.
yeah, they feel better in the dirt and the rocks than they do on
Oh my
the
God, yeah.
asphalt.
Right?
It's amazing.
So,
Like I fear, like not fear, but I really don't look forward to the drive home because you're like, oh man, you know, it's just,
You feel every bump more. It's like when you're out off road, you're like, oh,
It just
little
soaks it
rocks,
up,
this, that, and, you know.
you're used to it. And then
Air
when you get
down,
out,
so it kind of absorbs it even more in the tires, and they get a little squishy. So you're like, oh, okay, driving down the highway, oh, pile of that, bump,
and then you gotta say,
Bridge.
as capable as they are off road, I mean, you wouldn't have gotten that 30 years ago. You know, you couldn't. I mean, you could have drove something like that in the street and be able to do it.
Yeah. But it's lift it or don't lift it. That's your choice. We're not going to say one way or the other because we love ours lifted. But you know what? I love your Jeep. Even if it's not lifted.
It's the Jeep life. You know, it's just
It really comes down to taking a look at it. If you want to get into some black trails, you're probably going to have to lift a little bit. But that's the beauty of the Jeep. Take it out. We built the 2018 before it was lifted. We were up here for a night ride. I don't remember why, but we brought that one up instead of the 2011 I had at the time. And we were fine. All green trails, it was great. So the beauty of this is start with the stock Jeep, and if you got some money as your experience, grows, so does the Jeep. You know, put a little some bigger tires on it.
Yeah. And I'm with you. The first year I had this, I intentionally did nothing to it.
right.
I left it as stock as I could so I could figure out exactly how it handled in every situation. And then, took the training wheels off and
Probably should have done that first. On a bank like everyone did, so it just sort of bounced off of it.
yeah. Well, Bill, where can they find us?
Well, everybody, you can head over to our Instagram page at Jeep Life Pod, and that's where you're gonna find all of our Jeeps of the weeks and anything that's kind of going on with the podcast. Cool pictures of us off-roading. Also keep you up to date on our YouTube page, which we're going to be releasing some more videos very shortly. And you can just go onto YouTube and search the Jeep Life Podcast, and it should come right up as the number one hit. And also, we do have a Facebook page as well. So the Jeep Life Podcast, search it right on the Facebook search bar, and you're good to go. And then, of course, we have our website, jeeplifepodcast.com.
And you can download the episode straight from there. We are going to put together some checklists on what we keep in our Jeep.
Or what we keep in our wallet.
What we keep in our wallet.
Nothing.
Dust bunnies.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for listening and for these two awesome guys that hang out with me. We'll see you on the trail.
See you guys.
See ya.
Awesome.
All right.
Short and sweet.
I think that was a good one.
That was a good one.
You guys can edit that video, right? So I put it in the Dropbox. You'll be able to open it up and edit it.
Yeah.
So if you want to change anything, have at it. Put different music. I downloaded free music off the web.
Well, that's the other thing is you need to have copyright free music.
That is copyright free music. So you
Right,
don't have to
I'm
worry
just
about
saying,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I checked that
general.
because we've gotten busted at the school a couple